So let's dive in with the first trade right here. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to do the MACD crossover strategy, and we're going to combine it with some other signals. So right here, we want to see a crossover upwards, right? If we see a crossover upwards, then it's generally speaking a good sign that it'll go upwards in the very near future. So let's take a look at some of these currency exchanges here. So right here, there's actually cross downwards. So right here, and we can actually try to sell on a let's say a 15 seconds. So sell. So the reason I did this is because it had a crossover downwards right here, and the moving average, the 100 moving average, is around it's not going upwards or downwards, so it's very neutral. So that was our first trade there, so we made a lot of money. Let's go to another trade now. So let's try Euro USD. So I did a crossover downwards right here, and now I might be going back up. So this is already done. Let's say let's go to this one. This one might be going up very soon. The 100 moving average is pretty neutral, so this could potentially be a good trade. Let's say for a $200 trade. Let's do this. About $200. So the reason I put $200 there is because I'm a little bit less certain about this one, but let's see how this pans out right here. Okay, so perfect. So we made another huge profit. Let's go to another trade right here. So go to USD ruble. And here, everything is kind of moving downwards for the long moving average. So choosing, let's say, if it does a crossover upwards, I do highly doubt that that'll go up much. So it did a crossover upwards right here. It went up a little bit and went back down. Crossover here again. So it's potential, but I wouldn't say it's a very good trade right now. Okay, so things are going upwards here a little bit. And the momentum is turning green. There might be a crossover happening right now. So I'm going to do a buy, 15 seconds. So this one right here seems to be going up quite a bit now. So there's a crossover happening right here. And I bought right around here. And things are going upwards on the long moving average. So that's the primary reason that I did that. So another successful trade right there. And now let's try a few more trades. Maybe one more trade. Just to get to $25,000, which would be around a $1,500 profit for today. So let's go to this one right here. So there's a crossover downwards. See here. There's a crossover happening right here. And it went up quite a bit shortly after. Okay, crossover happened just right now. And now it might be going back down because as you see, there's a red, two red MACD lines right here. And yeah, so I wouldn't do this one. It's too late. We'll want to see crossovers before they happen, ideally. Okay, so things are going downwards here mostly, but things are turning upwards here a little bit now. We could do potentially a sell right here because it did crossover very recently. This is a 1 minute. I did not mean that, but let's see how it pans out. Generally, yeah, sometimes it puts it at 1 minute because that's what I did for the trade before on USD Brazilian. So Let's see how this pans out. For the 15 seconds, as you see, it would have went down. Let's see how it pans out right now, because things are moving upwards a little bit. So I'm a little bit hesitant that this will win. I don't think this will win, in my personal opinion. Let's see. As you see right here, the 15 seconds would have won because that's about 3 candlesticks, 3 5-second candlesticks. So it would have been around here, okay? But right now it's going back up. So potentially we could do actually a buy upwards. Just focus on this momentum right here. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so that was a big loss right there. So we're back down, not at square zero yet, but let's try a few more trades to get back up to around 25,000. This one's pretty decent. Did a crossover right here, right? Things are moving upwards here generally a little bit. So here we got a win. It's very great. Here there might be a crossover downwards. I think this will be very profitable because as you see, the moving average right here is really downwards. So let's actually do a sell right here. Another sell right there. So it went back up a little bit. As you see right here, this was neutral. So we got a win and a loss. Let's try for this one right here. So of course the strategy, no strategy is 100% win rate. So this strategy is around a 60-ish% win rate. So that's why you see some losses here. If you see someone doing like 100% win rate, it's probably not real. So right here, things are kind of neutral, turning upwards a little bit. We could do a sell potentially after this crossover. Okay. Perfect. Huge red stick downwards. This was again a minute because I did a minute trade here before. So sometimes you do have to be a little bit careful for that. Let's see how this pans out though. Because I believe the minimum here is a minute for the specific currency. But some currencies, they don't allow very short-term trades, like 5 seconds or 15 seconds. So sometimes they'll require a 1-minute trade. So as you see here, I do think it will win. It's about 8 more seconds left. Okay, so that was a win. So we're back up to around 24,400. So we can do enough trade potentially. So here it's doing a crossover upwards. So I'm not super sure about this because it's kind of neutral, but we could try. But then again, this is more of a short-term trade, I think. So I wouldn't do that right now. So this one right here can do a buy for 15 seconds if it does cross back up. Here, I don't think it's doing anything. The momentum is pretty bad, as you see right here, red right here. I wouldn't do this one. From right here, did a crossover very recently. Could try to ride the momentum downwards. See right here. See how this plays out. Because it did the crossover downwards right around here, so it's a little bit late. So I wouldn't be surprised if this didn't win. So that didn't win, obviously. So let's go to another one. Go to this one right here. So doing a crossover downwards, I think. Do this one right here. So this is again a minute trade. This is the shortest trade for this asset. Let's see how this pans out. So as you see right here, it did a crossover downwards and then back up and then back down. So this is a very volatile asset, as you can see. Seems to be going down quite a bit now. Going down even further. And we won this trade, basically. A few more seconds left. And okay, so we're back up at around this range again. Here I don't think I would do a buy if they did a crossover upwards, because things here are kind of trending downwards, I believe. So that's something I would do. See here. So here, potentially, it's doing cross upwards, but the moving average is very against the upwards kind of movements. As you can see right here, it did a crossover upwards very briefly, and then it went back down. You can actually try to sell here. This is a downwards crossover. Okay. And that was another profit right there. It's great to see. So here things are kind of neutral, but things did a crossover downwards right here. Seems to be going back up very, very, very soon, I think. So I wouldn't do this one. So things are trending upwards here. So a downwards kind of trade right here, it would be very risky, very risky. So here things are trending upwards, as you can see. So if there's a crossover upwards, a buy could work potentially. As you see here, huge trend upwards. So when there was a downwards crossover right here, it didn't actually go down that much. So I'm very curious to see if this will go back up or not. So as you see here, huge, when I did a crossover here, went up a lot, right? When I did a crossover here again, it also went up a lot. So here it seems to be going against the moving average. So I wouldn't do this one right now. And this one kind of trending downwards a little bit now. So potentially some sort of sell. To sell there, 15 seconds. So that did not go through. Things are heading upwards a little bit. So this is a little bit atypical, as you saw. It met everything, but it just didn't go through. Sometimes it does happen. Because no trading strategy is perfect. Okay, so here things are trending upwards a little bit, but things are doing a downwards crossover right here. You could potentially do a very short-term kind of sell right here, 5 seconds or so. This is a little bit more risky. As you see right there, it was a loss. So let's try to do a few more trades, see if we can get to 25,000. If not, we're just going to be fine with our current profits. Okay. Crossover upwards potentially happening very soon. Or not. A downwards crossover here would be very nice, I think. Let's see. The momentum is still green though, so not sure if it will do a crossover downwards, but if it does, we can do a sell. Let's see if we can reduce this to 15 second. That's generally what I like. A little bit shorter term. So that is kind of a crossover there. Let's do a sell. Okay. Very volatile asset, as you can see right here. Okay, so potentially we can do a 5 second upwards to profit on this short-term upwards movement, as we can see. So we made the money back. Because there's a slight crossover right here, which is very short-lived, as you see. If I did it 15 seconds, I would not win. So I generally speaking only do 5 second trades if I want to do a trade against the moving average. So the moving average here was downwards for the 100 moving average. So I want to do buy. So the reason I did 5 seconds there, because it would just go up a little bit and go down a lot if it did a crossover, because you generally speaking want to trade with the moving average, with the momentum. So we're going to be fine with this profit right here. We made a lot of profit. So let's go to Bitcoin.net right here. And on Bitcoin.net, you can actually get 50% off your first deposit on Pocket Option by clicking this link right here and entering this promo code. So click this link, enter this promo code, and get 50% off your first deposit on Pocket Option. Happy trading.